Go.
Okay, hi guys, we are Greenhouse. I'm James.
I'm Sankirth.
I'm Hareesh.
I'm Isabell.
Okay, so the problem is greenhouse gases. Greenhouse gases and carbon footprint. Not many consumers understand this fully, and they don't understand how they impact greenhouse gases. So, what are greenhouse gases? They're any type of gas that traps heat in the atmosphere. So, example, this diagram, it shows methane, water, and carbon dioxide. They trap heat and they don't allow it back into space. Why are greenhouse gases an issue? Well, they contribute to global warming, warms the globe, which affects weather, more severe hurricanes, more flooding, and more droughts and wildfires. It contributes to air pollution, which leads to respiratory illnesses and death. It also contributes to lack of biodiversity due to animal extinction. And also, some people don't think that they contribute that much to greenhouse gases. But on average, a U.S. residential home produces 9,108 pounds of carbon dioxide a year. And so greenhouse gases are a very severe issue. It is estimated by 2050, if no action is taken, these consequences will happen. For example, 40% of the people living on Earth won't have regular access to clean water. Also, major flooding events would happen 4 times as much.
So the solution, since every energy efficient solution is not available to the public, and there's a lack of disparity on what energy efficient product need to be used by the public, we came with an education app which educates the people on how to be efficient, how to use the products, or how to reduce their cost. Using this is an app which teaches them how to be efficient in a daily basis, and yeah, that helps in reducing the cost, and yeah, and that helps them to brag with their friends, like, hey, I know how much this shirt will emit CO2 in production. You know how I know it? I know by this app. They teach us.
So our app is called Greenhouse. It's free to use for all people. The funding comes from third-party businesses, which we'll explain later. So how we teach people and get them to interact with the app is, one, we use little short quizzes of personal information to gear their trivia questions towards things that they will actually apply to their everyday lives. Trivia is just one incentive that we are using to get people to become familiar with just sustainability in general, greenhouse gases, and everything under the sun to become more sustainable. We also thought about introducing weekly or monthly tasks, but we have an example of what trivia we want to use. So for here, we have a little trivia quiz. So what do you guys think, can you guess how half of the carbon dioxide is absorbed by the Earth? Any guesses?
Oceans and forests.
Correct. And it gives you a little fun fact about why that is. How about what is the most abundant greenhouse gas in the atmosphere? Guesses?
Carbon dioxide.
No, it is water vapor, because it makes up 49%. Third one, what utilities use the most energy in your home?
Cooling meeting.
Correct, which actually originated from the Roman era. And how much cash do you think you could save in a lifetime by switching to solar energy?
$1.5 million.
No. 39,000.
It depends.
Which is enough to buy 13,335 tall Starbucks lattes.
Yeah. And one of the ways we get you to do this quiz is by giving you kind of points based, so you can go through different levels. So in this, after taking that little short trivia, you're 31% of the way to becoming a green tree in this case, which is a level name.
And coming to the market targeted audience, after pandemic, 90% of the Americans are looking for ways to go into sustainable living. But right now our app is focusing on homeowners, which is approximately 80 million homeowners are present in the US. Which comes around $350 billion. And also the space our app would be is like, it's a kind of app where we need to create a different space for it, because there is no similar app. And coming to the cost and impact, to build this app, we need at least 3 months to build a prototype, to build a beta version for it, which would be costing us around $500,000. And for the impact, by using this app, we will indirectly reducing the sustainable energy used from the people, which could potentially, like for example, if we take coal as an example, if we eliminated $500 billion per year, would be saved from the world. Like we won't be wasting, because it would impact the health issues for a lot of people, which cost around $500 billion.
So the business plan. Since if this is an educational app, there will be a lot of sponsors, and we can even advertise the green products, which, like let's say I want to look for a LED light which consumes low energy. So we're gonna produce a link to it, and then they're gonna buy it. So that way we can generate the money, and the companies can also get monetized by buying their products. And for the businessman, we used a very famous method called hook method. So this follows a 4-stage strategy which initiates by triggering. So the triggering point here is how to be efficient. Like let's say I want to be an sustainable consumer or a sustainable person who uses less energy. That would be a trigger point. The action here is using our app. Going through daily quizzes and everything. And then the rewards. The rewards are follow the actions. What rewards they get? They get cost reduction. And then investment. So to get the rewards, you need to invest your time in the app, learn through our app. So that's our business plan.
Any questions?
How do you keep users interested in continuing to improve their energy use?
So one way we're trying to do that is through incentives. Like when we're sponsoring with third-party companies, we can maybe ask them like, hey, do you want to promote this at a lower price on our application? And the user will then buy it through them potentially. Another way is, again, through trivia, just getting them like, hey, I didn't know these questions. I didn't know any of these questions. Do I actually know what sustainable energy is? And just trying to get them to like think more about it in a whole.
Thank you.
Also, like with the whole question and quiz thing, they can share their green progress on their social medias. And so they might be like, oh, let's see how sustainable I am. Log in, answer a few questions, see how sustainable they are, and then share it to their social media and brag about this. So that might be another incentive to log on, so that way people can see, oh look, this person is being very sustainable.
Thanks.
On your stat about how many tons of CO2 a household uses, is that like just the total number of emissions divided by the number of households, or is that like some statistic on each household?
It's like an average household.
Yeah.
Government.
So we took the average amount of kilowatt hours a household produces in a month, and then we took the pounds of CO2 that it takes to make a kilowatt hour, which is 0.85. We multiplied that and then multiplied that by 12 to get per household per year.
So it doesn't really have anything to do with like the transportation industry at all? Or?
It's just a household.
It's just per household.
So I have a question.
Yeah.
For the app, did you implement the app, or it just some web page?
It's just a
It's
UI
HTML,
interface.
it's UI. Yeah.
Will the app make suggestions for switches based on the trivia that a household can do? Like very much things that are easy switches for everyday people.
Well, it's a phase 2, so which gives a predictive analytics, which uses predictive analytics and gives solutions like this consumes less energy. You can switch to this.
Also, when you're answering the trivia questions and it gives you like the little fact above, some of those facts might be like, so a question might be, what is one way to reduce the energy used in your home? The answer would be LED lights, and then a fun fact would be like a little fact about LEDs and maybe a link to some LED lights.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.